Welcome back to SpeakNest English Podcast Zone, where we make English fun, real, and full of life. This is your host, and today, we're stepping into the most practical and powerful use of English.
Today we're tackling something really practical.
Yeah.
Mastering those everyday English conversations, making them work.
Oh, good one.
We've looked into how people really talk, like at home, when they're shopping, just the general day-to-day stuff.
Right.
And the goal is, to give you some straightforward tools. Make English feel less like a chore.
And more natural, maybe even fun.
Exactly. Fun, real, full of life.
Yeah, we're definitely not about boring textbook drills here. It's about pulling out what's actually useful from, real-world chats.
So you can feel confident in those everyday moments.
Precisely. Like a shortcut to just feeling comfortable using English daily.
Okay, let's dive in. How about starting the day? Morning chats.
Seems simple, right? But important.
Totally. Having a few go-to phrases can really set a positive tone, like, good morning, did you sleep well?
It's friendly, shows you care a bit, very direct.
Yeah, and super simple. Or, what's for breakfast today?
Gets right to it, no messing around.
Or just stating your plan. I need to get ready for work. Clear communication.
And think about small invitations, like let's make some tea. It's simple connection.
Or even just noticing the world. It's a beautiful day.
Who doesn't like hearing that? It just sort of lifts the mood. Simple stuff.
One source mentioned a neat little tip.
Oh, yeah.
Practicing these phrases in front of a mirror with a smile.
Huh. Sounds maybe a bit silly, but I can see it.
Right, but it's about building that feeling of confidence before you even speak to someone else.
That makes sense. Actually, smiling can genuinely boost how confident you feel and how you sound.
Makes the words land better, maybe. More engaging.
Exactly. Makes even simple stuff sound more natural.
Okay, let's shift gears. Another common thing. Being out shopping, maybe at a market or just a regular shop.
Right, navigating that interaction.
This is where knowing a few key phrases is, super helpful. What are the essentials here?
Okay, definitely. How much is this? That's like number one.
Can't buy much without that one.
And maybe, can I get a discount? Worth a shot sometimes.
Always worth asking. What else?
Do you have this in a smaller size? Or bigger? Or different color? Very practical.
And when you decide.
I'll take it, thank you.
Polite, clear.
And the money part.
Yes. Can I pay by a card or cash? Essential question these days.
One of our sources had this mini role-play example. It went something like,
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Customer says, excuse me, how much is this?
Standard opener.
Shopkeeper, it's $10.
Okay.
Customer, I'll take 2, please.
Boom. Done. Simple exchange.
But mastering those tiny dialogues, it really adds up, builds that confidence we talked about.
It really does. And you can easily swap things out, right? Different item, different price.
But the basic flow is the same.
Yeah, it shows how, predictable a lot of these interactions can be, which is reassuring.
Okay, third area. Let's bring it back home. Talking with family, roommates, friends.
The casual stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But even here, clear communication helps things run smoothly. Oh, absolutely. Think about those little requests. Can you pass the salt, please?
Simple, polite, gets you the salt.
Or reminders like turn off the light when you leave.
Direct, clear.
Or suggestions, let's watch something on TV. Easy way to hang out.
Or just saying how you feel, I'm tired, I need some rest.
Yeah, communicating your needs, important. And maybe I'm cooking dinner, want to join. Another simple connection.
And a really big point from the sources here was keep it natural.
Yes, speak naturally. You really don't need fancy, complex words.
In fact, sometimes trying too hard makes it less clear.
Totally. Clarity really trumps complexity in everyday chat. Just be understood.
So thinking about the big picture, all these examples, it's about making communication work, right? Making it effective, maybe even enjoyable.
And when you use that straightforward, natural language, you avoid misunderstandings. Things just feel, smoother.
Okay, so let's wrap up this deep dive. We've touched on morning greetings.
Getting the day started.
Navigating shopping situations.
Buying things, asking questions.
And those casual conversations at home.
Yeah, the everyday back and forth.
And the main takeaway seems to be, you don't need to be some kind of language genius to communicate effectively in daily English.
Not at all. And what's really interesting, I think, is how these small, seemingly minor exchanges actually build our connections with people.
Good point.
Getting comfortable with these simple, practical phrases can genuinely boost your confidence and just make daily life, a bit easier. more pleasant.
Definitely. So here's a little thing for you, the listener, to think about.
Okay.
Maybe pick just one or two of these phrases we talked about today, something really simple, and try, consciously using them today or tomorrow.
Just see what happens.
Yeah. See how it feels, see how people react. You might actually be surprised how much difference a small linguistic tweak can make.
A little experiment in everyday English.
Exactly. Actually use straight away.
Exactly. So that's our mission today, giving you simple, actionable language for daily life. We're talking travel, cooking, even, just thinking to yourself.
And the goal really is to show how these small, consistent steps can build your confidence and fluency without feeling, overwhelming.
Right. Okay, so let's jump into it. First up, being out and about, traveling maybe. You need help, you need directions. What are some key phrases?
Well, the sources point to some really common ones, like needing to find a bus stop.
Oh yeah, classic. Excuse me, where is the nearest bus stop? Simple, direct.
Or just generally, can you help me find this place?
Yeah.
If you have an address or landmark.
And what about time? That's always crucial.
That's a good point. How long will it take to get there is super useful.
Uh-huh. And, safety's a big one, too.
Definitely. Asking something like, is it safe to walk here at night? Is perfectly reasonable.
And if things really go sideways.
Just be direct. I'm lost. Can you help me?
Yeah. What I like about these is they're simple, but they prioritize getting the info you need, clearly.
Exactly. And starting with, excuse me, it's polite, gets attention, it works.
Okay, so that covers being outside. But what about integrating English, into your home routine, cooking, cleaning, that kind of stuff?
Oh, this is a great area. It makes practice feel really natural. You're just sort of narrating your life.
Narrating? How so?
Well, think about it. You're doing the dishes. You can just say, or even think, I'm washing the dishes.
Okay. Or let's boil the water.
Precisely. I'm chopping vegetables. Or maybe reminding someone or yourself, don't forget to sweep the floor.
The rice is ready.
Yeah. See, it turns these everyday chores into quick English practice moments. No extra time needed.
That's really accessible,
Yeah.
especially if you spend a lot of time at home. It removes the pressure, doesn't it?
Totally. And that actually leads us nicely into another technique, which sounds a bit weird at first.
Oh, go on.
Talking to yourself in English.
Huh. Okay, yeah, that does sound a bit odd, like having a chat with yourself.
Sort of, but it's more like an internal monologue or maybe quietly voicing your thoughts. It's like your own secret practice partner.
Interesting. Give me some examples.
Like when you're getting ready, I'm brushing my teeth now. Or just mundane things, let me check my phone.
Or maybe intentions. I'm going to call my friend later.
Exactly. Or even just expressing a feeling, wow, I feel good today.
So why does this work? Is it just repetition?
It's more than that. It actually helps your brain get comfortable processing thoughts directly in English. You're forming sentences, using vocab, all without the pressure of talking to someone else.
Right. It's like you're building those mental pathways for English.
You got it. It's internalizing the language structure, a low-stakes language lab in your head, kind of.
I like that. Okay, so let's quickly recap. We've covered useful phrases for when you're out, ways to weave English into household tasks.
And this surprisingly powerful technique of talking to yourself in English.
Yeah. The main takeaway here is that these are simple strategies. They don't need to be overwhelming. They just need to be well used.
And they fit into what you're already doing. That's the key. No need to carve out extra study time necessarily.
Okay, so here's something for you to think about. What if you tried incorporating just, say, 3 of these phrases or techniques into your daily life, starting tomorrow?
Yeah. How might that small shift start changing how you feel about using English day to day?
And maybe think about other situations, too. What other routine moments could become English practice? Something to mull over.
Definitely worth considering.
We'll leave you with that thought.
Getting into the nuts and bolts of English sentence construction today.
Yeah, the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Stuff that really helps you communicate clearly.
We've looked at some really practical tips and sources, almost like a cheat sheet for common sticking points.
Things English learners often bump up against,
Right. And our mission really is to zero in on those areas, offer some straightforward fixes, and, well, a bit of confidence boost.
Exactly. Going back to basics, but focusing on those little details that honestly make a big difference. Even if your English feels okay, sometimes revisiting helps.
Okay, let's jump right in then. One of the first things you hear it all the time, I am agree, instead of just,
Agree. Yeah?
why do you think that am creeps in there? It feels, I don't know, unnecessary. Like you wouldn't say, I am run.
That's a great comparison, actually. It often comes down to maybe overusing the verb to be which we use for states like I am happy
Yeah.
or ongoing actions. But agree is something you do. It's an action verb in that context, like run or eat. You just agree.
So, no am needed. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Okay, another one. Negatives. I know, understand. We hear that sometimes, but it should be.
Thank you for sharing your heart with me
What's
today.
the deal with needing that
Next
extra
time you
don't?
feel
Why isn't
something,
no
say it in
enough?
English.
Well, this
I'll
gets
see
into
you soon in the
auxiliary
next
verbs,
episode of
helping verbs.
SpeakNest
For
English
most action
Podcast
verbs
Zone.
in the present simple
And remember,
negative, English
emotions
needs
are
that
not
do
weakness. They're
or
your
does.
strength, and English can carry
So
them.
do not
Keep
becomes
learning,
don't,
keep
does
growing,
not
and as
becomes
always,
doesn't.
keep
It's
speaking
a
from your
structural
heart.
rule. You need that little helper word to make the negative form correctly.
A helper verb. Got it. And then that third person's S. Oh boy. He go to school instead of he goes to school.
Yes, that little S.
It seems so small, but it trips up so many people. Why is it so important?
It's small but mighty. That's basically signals who is doing the action, he, she, or it, and that it's happening now in the present simple. It's a key grammatical marker.
So it packs a lot of information into one tiny letter.
It really does.
Now, knowing these rules is one thing, but the sources we looked at really stress practice, right? Consistently using the correct forms.
Oh, absolutely. It's like learning any skill, isn't it? You can read the theory of riding a bike forever.
But you got to get on the bike.
Exactly. Language is the same. You need that repetition for the patterns to sort of sink in, become automatic.
Makes sense. Now, let's be real. Learning a language can feel like a slog sometimes. You can feel stuck.
Definitely. It happens to everyone.
But the material had this really nice thought. Even if you just learn one new correct sentence a day, that's progress.
I love that perspective. It's about focusing on the small wins, not just perfection. Every single sentence you learn and manage to use, that's a victory.
Yeah, it shifts the focus. Language isn't just rules, it's a tool, right, for expressing yourself, connecting.
Exactly. And every time you speak, even if it's simple, you are achieving something. You're communicating. That's empowering.
It really is. Okay, thinking about practice, let's do a quick rapid fire round. 5 useful sentences. Just repeat them, get the feel first. Can you help me, please?
Essential. Very polite request.
Number 2, I don't understand this.
Crucial for getting clarification. And notice that don't.
3, let's eat together.
Nice, simple social invitation. Common one.
4, what's going on here?
Good for, figuring out the situation.
And 5, it was nice meeting you.
Perfect, polite closing. Try saying those out loud a few times, maybe get the speed up.
Yeah, just get them rolling off the tongue. So I guess the main takeaway here is about really nailing those basic sentence structures.
Focusing on correcting those fundamental errors we talked about.
Get those right, and you've got a much stronger foundation for everything else in English. And yeah, celebrate those small victories. Every correct sentence counts.
It really does. Which leads to a final thought for you listening. Think about how consciously working on these specific basic structures like, I agree, I don't understand, how might that not just make your English clearer, but also give you a genuine confidence boost in everyday conversations?
Yeah. It's a simple foundation, but maybe more powerful than we realize.
That's all for today's episode of SpeakNest English Podcast Zone. Remember, you don't need big words. You just need real practice. Speak at home, speak while walking, and most importantly, speak without fear. See you next time, where we'll go deeper and make English more natural and powerful for your real life. Until then, keep smiling and keep speaking English.